G'day friends, it's Andrew here from Nature's Image Photography, and in this video I'll be looking at the new LUMIX LAB app. I'm going to show you what it can do, how easy it is to use, and just how versatile it can be, especially for content creators. And let's face it, even though I like to call myself an old-fashioned nature photographer, content creation has become a big part of what I do. Otherwise I wouldn't be making this video and you wouldn't be watching it. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more Panasonic LUMIX content, and if you really find this video helpful, well, I do like a nice coffee and you can buy me one using the link I'll put in the description below. Because the LUMIX S9 is the newest LUMIX camera on the market, most videos you see about LUMIX Lab have featured that camera, so much so that you could be forgiven for thinking this app only works on the new model S9. But the LUMIX Lab app works on a bunch of other recent models as well, including the S5 II, the S5 IIX, the G9 MK and the GH7. In preparation for making this video, I first taught myself how to use the app on my LUMIX S5 II, and now I'm going to show you how to set it up using the LUMIX G9 II. Now before you get started using the app, you'll need to make sure the firmware on your camera is up to date. I'm not going to show you how to do that here because I recently made a whole video about updating your firmware, so I'll put a link to that in the info below as well. Check to see which firmware version is required for your camera. As I'm working on this video in November 2024, the latest and current firmware on my S5 II is version 3.1, and on the LUMIX G9 II, which I'm about to show you, it's version 2.2. And of course you'll also need to download the app to your smartphone if you haven't already, either from the App Store or Google Play depending on your device. Now it's time to pair your camera to the app on your phone, and this is where I start my demo using the Panasonic LUMIX G9 MK. In the main menu, go down to the fourth section with the spanner and find the Bluetooth heading. You'll want to click that and then select Pairing, and then on the next screen select Add New Device. When the prompt appears with the code for your camera, it's time to go to the app on your smartphone. Click the camera icon at the bottom of the screen, and here you can see I've already paired with my S5 MK, but now it's time to pair the G9 MK. So tap the Add Camera icon at the top of the screen. Confirm the code matches the code shown on the camera, and then go ahead and pair your devices. It's all very quick, and as you can see, your camera and smartphone give you clear instructions on what to do every step of the way. Now let's look at how we transfer photos from the camera to the app, and once again, if you just follow the clear directions, it's all very easy. Click the gallery icon and then you can choose to add photos already stored on your phone, or you can import images from your paired LUMIX camera, which is what I'm about to do. So I click that option, and now I'm going to let the process run its course in real time so you can see what to expect. The app needs a temporary Wi-Fi connection to make the transfer, and this takes a little longer than a simple Bluetooth pairing. Now since we have a moment or two to kill, let me apologise for the wonky angle of my gear in this video, and also for my occasional hesitation as I figure out what to do next. Remember, this was all pretty new to me and I was still learning what to do myself. Once that part's done, very quickly you can see your selection of photos available to be transferred. This is a little set I shot in my garden 10 minutes before I started making the video. You can select multiple photos or video clips, but for now I'm going to select just one, and as you can see the transfer takes place very quickly. With your photo or photos uploaded to the app, you're ready to start editing. The first step is to select the photo, which is easy for this demo as I only have one photo uploaded. You have the option now of running the image past a variety of LUTs that have been preloaded to the app, or any additional LUTs you've created yourself, which I'll come to in a moment. What is a LUT, you may ask? Well, it stands for Lookup Table, and it basically refers to a set of established adjustments that can be applied to process a JPEG photo or video file, either in camera or in this case in the app. But right now I want to show you how you can edit the photo manually inside the app. So I click the Tools icon, which takes me into the editing suite, and if you've done any level of photo editing before, you're going to find this process pretty easy to figure out. I can use sliders to work on exposure, contrast, highlights and shadows. I can make changes to the overall color balance of an image using warmth and tint sliders in much the same way I would on my computer in Adobe Camera Raw. I can adjust hue, luminance and saturation of individual colour selections. I can use tone curves, and I can apply sharpening and noise reduction. I must admit, on a screen this small I can't really see any noise. So at this stage, if I apply noise reduction, I'm simply making my best guess, if and when I think I need it, and trusting that it won't be apparent in a social media post anyway. I can also crop my photo, and LUMIX Lab has a bunch of preset cropping options, tailor-made to suit different platforms. For example, I can choose 16:9 for a widescreen format to suit YouTube, or 9:16 for an Instagram story. For an Instagram post, I can choose a square format. So if you're planning to share your image on social media, LUMIX Lab makes the cropping very easy. And speaking of social media, now you can upload to your favourite platform directly from the app. Click the upload icon at the top of the screen, select share, and go from there. Here I'm sending my cropped and edited image direct to an Instagram story. And by the way, if you're interested, you can find me on Instagram as Nature's Image Photography. This is going to be a massive help for me when I'm touring and I want to share highlights of my day while we're still on the road. Okay, so now you've edited your photo and you like the result, so you might want to save those settings to use again. Well, now you can by creating a new LUT. Tap that same icon at the top of the screen and select Create LUT. I'm calling this one Flower, and apart from the cropping, the app is saving pretty much all the other adjustments you just saw me create. So now it's like a recipe I can select and use at any time on different photos. Next, I'll show you how to apply a saved LUT to a new image. So now I've uploaded a couple more photos from the same set, and I'm going to select one that hasn't been edited yet. To save going through that whole manual editing process again, now I can simply apply the flower LUT that I just saved, and all those edits happen automatically. This time I'm going to create an Instagram post, so I go up to the cropping tool and select a square format. I might choose to upload this one later, so before I go back, the app invites me to save my newly edited image, which can now be found in the gallery. Okay, so now you can upload your photos, edit them in the app, and create new LUTs to help you with your workflow in the future. But we're not finished yet. You can also download your LUT to the camera, which means your edits can be applied in real time as you shoot your photos and video. First, using the app on my phone, I go into the LUT section and select my newly created flower heading. Some options appear and I select Transfer to Camera. A few moments later, when the Wi-Fi connection is complete, the app will show me my LUT library on my G9 II, and I can select a vacant slot as the location to save my flower LUT. I have one more step to go and I'll be ready to start shooting photos using flower as a new photo style. First, I need to assign it to the real-time LUT position in my photo styles menu. So on the G9 II, I go into the main menu, and right at the top of the first section I choose the photo style heading. I work my way through the usual options until I reach real-time LUT. When I click down on the rear dial, a LUT select tab appears, and now I can go through all the LUTs in my library to find flower. That LUT is now saved to the real-time LUT selection in my photo styles. Now, whenever I want to use it, I can just go into my quick menu, tap into photo styles and select real-time LUT. The edits I created earlier will now be baked into my next set of JPEGs, just like using any other photo style. Okay, there's my rundown of what I've discovered and applied so far using LUMIX Lab. I've recorded one final demo to show you just how versatile this system can be. I shot a landscape photo on my LUMIX S5 II a couple of weeks ago, and sitting by the side of the road I was able to crop, edit and upload the photo to an Instagram story before I drove away. I also saved the edit as a new LUT that I called Landscape. Now I'm back at the same spot and I'm going to download the Landscape LUT to my G9 II and use it to shoot a little clip of video of the same scene. Now think about that for a moment. An edit style created for a still photo on one camera can now be transferred and used to record a video on a completely different camera. So now in the last couple of minutes as this demo runs its course, I have a few final points of my own, plus some inside info on what Panasonic may have in store for LUMIX Lab in the future. First up, I'm not even close to being an expert on this stuff, so please don't judge my first attempt at editing and creating LUTs in the app too harshly. On the other hand, the LUT library in LUMIX Lab contains contributions for stills and video, designed by some seriously talented creators, and all of these are available for you to download and use. There's even a creator section where you can read up on the profiles of some of the people behind the LUTs. I think they do request that you give them a shout out if you use their work in your own content. There have been quite a few new creators added to the stable since this app was first launched, with the expectation that there'll be more on the way. So what else does the future hold for LUMIX Lab? Well, I should mention that right now the still photo editing in the app only applies to JPEG photos, and the recommendation is to use photos taken on the normal photo styles like natural, standard, vivid and portrait. Most importantly, right now it doesn't work for RAW files. While Panasonic haven't exactly promised to change this, they are looking at it and it hasn't been ruled out as a possibility, so keep an eye out for updates and you never know. I'm also told that there are plans to add remote control functions to the app, which I could always do using my old LUMIX Sync app, but it isn't yet available for LUMIX Lab. Now, I'm not making any promises on Panasonic's behalf, but they are looking at it, so one day soon you might be able to operate your camera remotely using LUMIX Lab on your phone. So both of these functions, the ability to edit RAW files and the ability to use the app as a remote control for my camera, would be very welcome additions for my own photography. Happily, LUMIX Lab has a notifications feature, and I'll be keeping an eye out for any future updates. Now, here finally is my little video clip shot on the G9 II using the landscape LUT created a week earlier for a still photo on the S5 II. And that's it for my presentation. So thanks for watching the video, and well done to the brave souls who made it right to the end. I know it's been a long video. I hope you learned what you came for about LUMIX Lab, and don't forget to subscribe for more Panasonic Lumix content in the future. I'm Andrew Goodall. This is Nature's Image Photography.